Greetings. It is time for the re-ride. Flying solo? Good for you. Some of my best time is alone time. Is this your first time? Excellent, thank you. That makes all our jobs so much easier. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but just in case, here are your buzzers. I am required to inform you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. Please wait until the elevator has come to a full stop before you disembark.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. And here's your host, the ruthless ringleader of the Re-Ride, Conan Blankenberg.
Hello and welcome to the Re-Ride. As we climb towards the apex, feel free to take in the sides before gravity decides to pull us right back down.
What the hell? Who brought the damn trapdoor back online? Sam!
What? No, wait, what? No! I have nothing to do with this, okay? I refuse to take the
Sam! What the? Okay, stand the by. Okay, what the is going on here? Who's pushing the damn button and who keeps resetting the damn thing? And who the hell is gonna host this damn game? Why does everything with this damn place keep going down the drain?
Guess it's not as fun when you're the ones getting the out of this booth, huh?
Excuse me.
Yes, Mr. Oscars?
When I signed the agreement, I didn't think the position was already filled, and that would be, committing triple homicide to open it up.
Oh, don't worry about that. So far, everyone who's fallen down there has come back up unharmed. It really isn't dangerous.
Okay, but I was also under the impression that you, actually worked here?
I do now. Look, a host position just opened up, and a host position is what you wanted. Are you gonna get in that booth and do your thing, or are you gonna walk out and lose the opportunity?
Well, it's extra cash at the end of the day.
Well, whoop-de-doo, then off you go. I'll talk to you from the producer's office. Good luck. No.
Well then.
And presenting your host, the knockout punch of irreverent trivia, Kenny Oscars.
Hello and welcome to the Re-Ride. We hope you'll excuse the ruckus and enjoy the show despite its rocky start. But as I can see here, you don't have trouble waiting around for the good stuff to start anyway, so that's something you've got going for you. Unless you'd like to wait even longer? Does that enhance the experience for you? No? Well, okay then, let's get started. Cotton candy? Check. Tacky mascots? Check. The high-pitched screams of thrill seekers as the thundering rumble of steel on steel booms past you? Check. Welcome to Jackland. We hope you enjoy the ride. Hit your buzzer at the right time and you're just... Next on the roster... In space, no one can hear you, Fast Pass. Focus up, here it is. If Disney built Space Mountain on the actual moon, what would be the most accurate name for it? Space Mons, Space Mount, Space Mons, or Space Mound? Mons is the term for a singular mountain on a celestial body like the moon. Ironically, the line to get on the ride on Earth takes the same amount of time it takes to fly to the moon. Those values don't... That's what we like to see here. Now how about that question? Welcome, foolish mortals, to Toxic Fandom. May I have your attention, please? If you're working in Disney's Haunted Mansion and you hear Code A come over the loudspeaker, what probably happened during the ride? Someone dumped a loved one's ashes in the attic, someone stole a tombstone from the graveyard, someone committed suicide in the infinite stairwell, or someone flashed the hitchhiking ghosts. Apparently, Disney employees have to deal with family members leaving their ashes on the Haunted Mansion. It happens so often that they have their own code for it, telling employees to shut down the ride and evacuate the guests because it's technically a biohazard. It may sound rude, but dumping an actual biohazard into the ride can make it way scarier, just on a visceral level. So many values to... That value has about the kick of a standard Western butter chicken recipe. Noticeable, but underwhelming nonetheless. Anyway, category time. amusement parks, and other redundancies. Alright, no time to waste. Because it's based on the documentary of the same name, what scene would you see on Exit Through the Gift Shop, The Ride? A robotic Banksy spray painting a building, an animatronic Aquafina rapping about vaginas, a fake Hunter S. Thompson shooting at you, or Dale Earnhardt racing your ride carriage? The Oscar-nominated Exit Through the Gift Shop chronicles a filmmaker's attempt to make a film with graffiti artist Banksy. You know, a gift shop ride isn't a bad idea. Imagine the time you could save. Get yourself a value. We're going back in time and not for daylight savings. We're doing a when to happen. Now here's the category. The boringest place on Earth. You know the drill. If you know whether the bottom event took place before or after the top event, or if it never happened at all, buzz in at the right time and there could be some cash in it for you. You ready? Well, you should be. The Walt Disney Company may have the most famous theme parks in the world, but even it has its lackluster creations, and I'm not just talking about the Snow White live-action remake. Just ask kids who have been to Walt Disney World which park is their least favorite, and they'll probably tell you it's Epcot. So this round's main event is... Walt Disney World opens its futuristic Epcot Center to the public. Way to go, Walt. You turned thousands of acres of Floridian real estate into the greatest theme park of all time. So naturally you build the theme park equivalent of a sociology lecture next door to it. Now tell me if these other events happened before Epcot's opening day, after it opened, or if it never happened at all. Foghat releases the hit single Slow Ride. An opening day line of 30,000 people forms outside the Soviet Union's first McDonald's. The Johnny Knoxville film Action Point bombs at the box office. The Broadway musical Carousel wins the Tony for Best Musical. Ferris Bueller's Day Off opens in theaters. Disney cancels plans to open an American-themed park next to US Civil War battlefields. The Oxford University Dangerous Sports Club performs the first bungee jump. Alright, that's everything. Thank you for writing the When Did Happen. Please wait for the question to come to a complete stop before exiting. Damn, you're in last place? That's embarrassing. Oh well, back to it. Buzz in for a value. Here's that category awarded. Where history comes alive for $309 per day. Please keep your hands and feet inside the re-ride at all times. Get ready for takeoff. Which of these historic events actually took place at Walt Disney World? Al Gore's 2000 election concession, Bill Clinton's I did not have sexual relations response, Ronald... No, and this sounds more like the kind of place George W. Bush would have picked to give his concession speech if he lost the election. When old Tricky Dick Nixon uttered his famous I'm not a crook speech in response to his role in the Watergate scandal in 1973, he said it to a group of tense reporters at the Contemporary Resort in Walt Disney World. Less than a year later, Nixon resigned from office, America learned its lesson, and never elected anyone with a checkered background and questionable morals ever again. Thanks, Richard Nixon. Choose wisely. The value of this... And now, the category. You have to be this big of a geek to ride. We hate on a lot of stuff in this game, but even I have to admit that Universal Studios' new Monsters Unchained ride with all the classic Universal monsters just looks totally badass. Which scene would you most likely see on a ride called Monsters Unlooted? Dr. Frankenstein disassembling their monster, the mummy encased in vacuum shrink wrap, an overweight Dracula chugging blood, or the werewolf bleaching all of his hair. Unlooted means to take something apart. That ride also sounds kind of cool, unless the next scene you see is Dr. Frankenstein trying to read the IKEA instructions to put the monster back together. money, am I right? Not bad at all, actually. It's fast, it's fun, it's a dis or dat. Focus up, here's the category for this dis or dat. I feel the need for name recognition. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and I'll need you to tell me if it's one of the top 100 bucket list roller coasters in the world as ranked by CaptainCoaster.com, a call sign for one of the characters in the Top Gun movies, or both. Each right answer will earn you some cash, but you'll end up losing money for every one you get wrong or just fail to get to. And don't let that wire fill up. You've got 30 seconds to do all 7 before time runs out. Alright, let's party. Maverick. Wind Chaser. Jester. Phoenix. Leviathan. Colossus. Zeus. Sorry, your score has to be this tall to win some money. Hey look, you're winning! By default, of course, but let's not dwell on the details. We've got a game to play. Hit the buzzer, get the moolah, yada yada, let's do it. Here comes an interesting title to complement the relatively uninteresting cash value. Is it really an attraction if you can't see it? Another staple of theme parks is the Dark Ride, an indoor attraction featuring animated scenes like a haunted house or a jaunty pirate-themed boat ride. Which of these attractions would offer the darkest Dark Ride? The Muso Black Hole, Vanta Black Diamond, Raisin Black Mirror Labyrinth, or Menin Vigello Black Alien Attack? No. Vanta Black is the darkest shade of black in this group. It's been used for space exploration and luxury cars because it can absorb 99.965% of light. I hope it's one of those cool 3D rides. This is the part of the... Now presenting. Who wants to go around in a circle for 4 hours? You ready? No? Too bad. If you drove to Six Flags and saw 6 red with yellow striped flags flying over the entrance, what would it most likely mean based on official NASCAR rules? Someone died on a roller coaster, the drink stands are closed, 2 go-karts collided ahead, or you need to leave now. A red flag with yellow stripes tells drivers on the track that the pits are closed, so chances are you wouldn't be able to fill up on drinks in the park. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. If I wanted to spend $12 on a small soda that'll make me have to go to the bathroom as soon as I get to the front of a line, I would go to a NASCAR race. So many Wait, did you just get that? Like, actually get that? Wow. Anyways, that's one tasty concession speech. There's only one reason for any amusement park to have a Hall of Presidents exhibit. That's so people have a reason to sit in air conditioning and take a nap after a long, hot day of chasing their kids around all the rides. Sorry, historical literacy, it's the truth. Since they never ran for US president, which snack item could you not buy from the Hall of Presidential Losers concession stand? A John PB&J, a John C. Fremont Cristo, a Rufus King Cake, or a Bob Dole Whip? John Jay served as the first Chief Justice of the US and as New York's governor, but he never ran for president. Still, it's not as delicious as Richard Nixon's impeachment cobbler. It's so good, it should be illegal. Hit your buzzer at the right time. The park will be closing in 7 questions, but before you try to remember which character's name you're parked in, here's your clue. Wanna go for a ride? Hell yeah you do. Here's your fast pass to the front of the line. Good luck. So, spoiler alert, you won. Want to see your final score anyway? That is a large number.